Okay.
Go for it.
We discussed this at the work session that was attended by most of us on Friday for a lot of the reasons that were set forth in an earlier memo we got from law. This amendment as provided does not get legal sufficiency because it is the position of our legal department that I cannot run afoul of state law and Supreme Court of Maryland decisions, Shropshire, holding an inspector general at arm's length from internally maintained documents. As you may recall from that discussion at work session on last Friday, the contention of our Office of Administration was that purely coincidentally that very morning, for an inspector general that has been in office since January, access had been granted to that Office of Inspector General to the two platforms, SAP and UKG, that were identified in this amendment number 9 to CB33 that had been filed the day before. You may also recall that during work session for the operating budget for our Department of Planning and Zoning, I specifically asked for those DPZ-specific platforms that agency particularly uses. I could not imagine how a claim of privilege or personnel records could be extended to such technical platforms, and I do not expect my council colleagues to go against advice of law that this amendment, even as amended, does not possess legal sufficiency. But I want us to have that public conversation that is that our expectation is, just as that law stated when we all approved it, and just as an overwhelming majority of our electorate probably implicitly approved it when they voted in favor of the referendum associated with that initial establishment of Inspector General, is our county government at this time and without further delay should grant immediate access to that Office of Inspector General of every single platform across county government for which there is not a credible argument that MPIA, as being interpreted by our Office of Law, does not extend to it. And my contention is that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms identified in lines 3 through 6 of this amendment number 2 to amendment number 9, Project Docs, Pictometry, Comcate, Power BI, online payment systems, those should all be available to our IG and should have been months ago. But this is that conversation, I think, that follows the one we had on Friday about SAP and UKG. And I don't, again, I don't know even if I want to force the vote. I'm happy to withdraw it, but I would appreciate some weigh-in from this council that that is the expectation of the body that put in place this legislation, that established this office, and that unrestricted access, those are the words in the code, to these county platforms.